Africa Racing.
Hello and welcome to Red Star Raceway for round 5 action of the RSR Club Racing Series. Again, a beautiful day and all kinds of competitors and supporters have turned out here at Red Star Raceway, including Alan John Fenter's little dog. So great to see that in pit lane. But once again, the pits are packed with top national riders, including Greg Caldenes, to get some vital track time in, along with some of the club racers and even the stars of tomorrow in the little NSF 100 class. Darian Kaiser, a big name from national racing, and Nazante Otto, bike 73, and Kieran Sneyman, bike 19, already a national race winner this year. See the guys getting ready for racing. Hajunika Yamaha once again here in full force as one of the sponsors of the day's racing, along with Dario Sat and Fellow Liv. So great to have our sponsors out here in full force. You can see the pits are packed with racing. 1000cc bikes, 600cc bikes, 250 cup bikes, 150 cup bikes, and of course the little NSF 100s. Even some naked bikes there. The four-ways flyers are in the house. It's time to get fuel in the bikes, ready for qualifying. We're going to have a little quick riders briefing before we head out onto the grid. There's Johnny Kricker with the little nephew of AJ Venter there. Jacques van Veenkart giving final instructions at riders briefing before we head out on track for the first time today. We'll start today's racing action with a little NSF 100s. We're going to catch up now quickly with Neil Herron, the man behind the NSF 100 class.
Hey, I'm Neil Herron. I run the SAMRA, South African Motorcycle Racing Academy, for NSF 100s, the little Hondas. It's a program where we teach the kids from 7 years old to race motorcycles. Very disciplined class. Everybody's got the same opportunity. They ride a different bike every race, and the learning curve is just absolutely wonderful.
Really is an incredible job that Neil Herron and his team does to get the young stars of tomorrow out on track and racing. This really is the breeding ground, the starting of the breeding ground for future national and perhaps international champions. You see lining up on the front row there, it was Deegan Claessen's bike number 99, Chris Wright just ahead of him, and then the nickname Nunes, bike number 68 there, rounding out your front row of the grid. Starters orders, it looks like a great start once again from Chris Wright and Deegan Claessen's. It's all about those two riders in this NSF 100 class. Great to see Robert Jacobs back on the grid and Laura Carmody making her one of her first outings here at Red Star Raceway. But it's all about Chris Wright, bike number 17 at the moment out front. And can Deegan Claessen's close down on the man that's pretty much been the man to beat this entire season here at the RSR Stars Club Series. Bike 68, that's Nunes. Robert Jacobs improving every time he goes out on track, and Laura Carmody, great to see another lady rider coming in to South African two-wheeled motorcycle racing. Deegan Claessen's out front. He's got right onto the back wheel now of Chris Wright. He's going to get the slipstream and he's going to line up that move into turn 1, and he's going to make it stick. Yes, he does. Last time out at round 4 we saw it going into turn 3. He left way too much room and Chris Wright was able to attack. Can he do it once again? Yeah, you can see Claessen's just leaving that inside line way too wide open, and on the inside goes Chris Wright. Going into turn 4 now, you can see how much corner speed these young riders carry. Really are the stars of tomorrow, and a great breeding ground to learn and to kind of perfect your racing skills on the NSF 100 machines. A lot of top international riders, this is where they start and indeed carry on their training. You'll see if you go on Instagram and Facebook, the likes of Kenan Sofoglu, they do all their training on little NSF 100 machines, so you really do learn a lot on these little bikes. Once again, Deegan Claessen's makes a move on the inside going into turn 1, but loses it once again going into turn number 3. He really does need to close that line to not allow Chris Wright on the inside. That's bike number 27. That's our lady rider, Laura Carmody. That's daughter of Rick Carmody, or Rick the Racer as he was known back in the day in the ZX10 Come class. And here we go. Look at this, Deegan Claessen's once again. He really does get good drive onto the front straight, gets in the slipstream, and is able to make the move going into turn 1. But can he hold off going to turn 3? Here we go. Yep, he's managed to hold Chris Wright off this time going into turn number 3. So can he get a bit of clear air, and can he pull away from their man right on his tail? Chris Wright gets good drive coming out of turn number 3, lining up on the inside into turn number 4 as they go past our lady rider Laura Comedy, doing a good job to stay out of the way of the leaders. Great style there from Laura Comedy. Look at that, scraping her knee already. So watch out for the lady rider to come through into the national championships later on in her racing career. As we come down the front straight though, it looks like it's going to be Deegan Claassens, only just though from Chris Wright. So it was indeed Claassens picking up the win there ahead of Chris Wright. Nunes there in 3rd, Robert Jacobs in 4th, and Laura Comedy in 5th position. It's 150 Cup time now, and let's catch up with one of the top runners, Tarek van der Merwe.
My name's Tarek van der Merwe. I'm racing in the CBR 150 class and the ZX 250s. And then I just wanted to say thank you to Jacques and all the sponsors, and to Evolve Nutrition, and then ETR for doing up my bike this weekend. Thanks.
Watch out for Tarek van der Merwe in the 150 and 250 class, because he really is a man to beat here today. See Rainer Prestorius coming out on track. There's Tarek van der Merwe, bike number 32. Got that number from one of his idols, and that is Sheridan Marias, of course. Done a little bit of training here with Tarek van der Merwe at Red Star Raceway, so watch out for him. But the man they need to beat, bike number 99, Deegan Claassens, and he's got that 99 from another top South African racer, Christopher Leeson, a former champion of the past. We are under starters orders here now for race number 1, action of the 150 Cup. Lights go off, and what a huge wheelie there from Tarek van der Merwe. How did he keep the front wheel not flipping completely over there? We saw him do it earlier on in the year in the 250 Cup class, and he's done it now in the 150, so maybe just needs a little bit of start practice. Oh, we've got a low sider there further down the field. Can't see who that is. Dante Liebenberg on the yellow bike. So bike number 88 unfortunately crashing out going into turn number 3, but it's Deegan Claassens and Chris Wright up front with Tarek van der Merwe right on their tail. Rainer Prestorius, Nunes, Robert Jacobs and Talon Hardenberg further down the field, but it's all about Deegan Claassens out front. He's already picked up the win in the NSF 100s. Can he pick up the win in the 150s? But watch out for Tarek van der Merwe after that not so good start. He's now finding his rhythm and coming through the field like a hot knife through butter. There's Tarek van der Merwe right on the tail now of Deegan Claassens going into turn 3. You can see the yellow flags there still from Dante Liebenberg's crash earlier on in the race. Going into turn number 4 now, and Tarek van der Merwe could not be closer to the back end of Deegan Claassens. They're going to come through the left-hander, and it's a long right-hander onto the front straight. Remember, these little bikes run the short circuit here at Red Star Raceway as opposed to the long track. You can see thumbs up there from the family members as the riders come across the line now. And Tarek van der Merwe, bike number 32, has hit the front of this race. Deegan Claassens right on his tail, and Chris Wright not too far behind. But look at that, Rainer Prestorius now up into 3rd place. So great start there from that young man. Coming onto the front straight to complete yet another lap through the back markers for the first time. And it's still Tarek van der Merwe leading this field. Going into turn 1 with Deegan Claassens right on his tail. Such a stylish rider is Tarek van der Merwe and Deegan Claassens, bike number 99. They both dropped Rainer Prestorius and Chris Wright not having the ride he wanted. Clive Wright just behind him. Tarek van der Merwe now starting to put down the hammer and extend his lead out front. Can he pull off his first win in the 150 Cup class? We're going to come to the line and looks like he's going to hold off Deegan Claassens to pick up the race number 1 victory. So great ride there from Tarek van der Merwe, going in straight into race number 2 action here. A much better start this time from Tarek van der Merwe. He keeps the front wheel planted on that little CBR 150 machine. But it's all about Deegan Claassens once again getting the whole shot going into turn 1. Can Chris Wright have a better race? Didn't quite get the rhythm he wanted in race number 1 and fell short of the 2 leaders, Deegan Claassens and Tarek van der Merwe. Looks like he's much closer this time though to the rear end of Deegan Claassens. Rainer Prestorius, he's right there. Clive Wright, Nunes, Robert Jacobs, all filtering through now. But it's about Deegan Claassens and that man Tarek van der Merwe once again here, dropping Chris Wright and Rainer Prestorius. Look at this now, going into turn number 2, is it? It's definitely that man Tarek van der Merwe, so he gets good drive coming out of turn number 1, and he plants it right on the inside. No chance for Deegan Claassens to fight back. Rainer Prestorius, he's closed the gap just a little bit now on our leaders. Can he just get onto the back wheel and just let them carry him pretty much to the front end of the field? But I don't think so. It looks like they are dropping bike number 76 there. That's Rainer Prestorius. Although having said that, no, look at this. Tarek van der Merwe has extended his lead, and Rainer Prestorius is right on the back wheel of Deegan Claassens now for that second battle. But it is Tarek van der Merwe who will pick up the double win for the day. And look how close it was there between Deegan Claassens and Rainer Prestorius at the line. But at the end, it was Tarek van der Merwe ahead of Claessens, Rainer Pursuers, Chris Wright, Clive Wright, Nunes, and Robert Jacobs rounding out your top 7. Moving on to race number 1 of the RSR Champs category. We'll have the 250 Cup riders combined here with a few fellow riders. We've got that man, pole position man, Cameron Hackett on his RC390 machine. Really is a mixture of riders in this class. Bike number 74 there, that's Ricardo Otto, and in 3rd position on the grid, Aiden Niemenberg. Normally also rides a RC390, actually a R390 2016 national champion, but on the 250 Cup bike today. But definitely a jump start there from Chase Holshaw, unfortunately from the 2nd row of the grid. So he's going to get penalised for that. But out front it does look like it is bike number 74, Ricardo Otto. CJ Hackett right on his tail there, and Aiden Niemenberg with Chase Holshaw. Like I said, unfortunately getting that jump start. Ricardo Otto really looking the business out on track at the moment, trying to pull away from the KTM RC390 machine behind him. So doing a good job on that little 250 Cup bike to be ahead of the 390, the much stronger 390 machine. And that's Kewan Snyman on a 250 Cup for the first time this season, now getting up into 4th place ahead of Chase Holshaw, who fights back going into turn number 4. So Holshaw gets ahead of Kewan Snyman, and then we've got Daniel Nolan a bit further back going for the club class championship. So remember, watch out for him. If he picks up a top 5 position, he will be crowned your club champion for the year. Look at this now, CJ Hackett on the inside there of Ricardo Otto, making the move stick there. So great move from CJ Hackett, but now coming through the back markers. Well, they are, you can see, getting a little bit held up there, and Ricardo Otto trying to go around his outside. Oh, incredible riding there from Ricardo Otto, just pins it around the outside. So CJ Hackett getting caught up just a little bit there from one of the back markers. But going into turn 1 now, it looks like it. Oh, that's how close it was. It was CJ Hackett in the end, just ahead of Ricardo Otto, and Aiden Niemenberg picking up 3rd position. Join us after the break for more incredible racing action from Red Star Raceway. Welcome back to Red Star Raceway for more club racing. And we're going to look at the Red Star A, B and C groups. Really is a massive category. Page Projects man, James Barson.
Hi guys, my name is James Barson, number 79. I'm riding for the Page Project charity, where we enable cerebral palsy kids and we equip them with wheelchairs and centres to help them out. Cheers.
Hi, I'm Joey Cruz. I'm from Witbank. I ride for Extreme Bikes and Van Hell's Plant Hire. I'm number 69, riding the Breakfast Club A group today. And to all the riders, have an awesome day and keep it safe.
Hey, how's it going? We're at Red Star today. Breakfast Run Cup. Weather's beautiful. Thanks to the sponsors, my dad, my wife. That's it.
Hi, morning. My name is Richard Portspeler, and this is my good mate Patrick Tillman. Morning. Yeah, we're just here for a good Saturday's racing. Here to support Andre, what's his name? Jock and his race day. And yes, I've got my Kawasaki ZX10 here, my ever faithful.
Ja, ons is die Voice Flyers. Ons het 'n redelike groot span. Dis ek en Johan en Hugo, en dan het ons vir Patrick, en ons het vir Louise, ons vroue ryer. So ja, ons het uitgekom om 'n bietjie te kom ry saam met die klubreis. Ons lanklaas hier gery, so ek dink dit gaan 'n lekker dag wees. Dit gaan lyk na 'n mooi dag en dit lyk na baie mense, so ja. Voorspoed aan almal wat ry.
James Barson getting ready for some race action. Remember, another name from back in the day of regional racing, so watch out for bike number 79 there. Great to see Four-Ways Flyers on the grid with those bikes, just proving that you can really bring any kind of bike and come race here. Watch out for that bike of Rian Free, the Kawasaki Z1000, tested in the December issue of Ride Fast magazine by myself. Bike number 30, he's really one of the men to beat here today. Last time out, really did dominate the weekend. So watch out for that man, Devon De Vet, on his big Kawasaki ZX10R. There come the Four-Ways Flyers, looking to fly out on track and mix up those little naked bikes with some of the more established race bikes, the BM S1000Rs, RRs, and of course all the Kawasaki bikes. Bike number 11, he lines up on the front row of the group. That's Mike Hayton. Also last time out really was the man to beat. Enzo Bettini on his little 600 really does have a huge job on his hands to try and get ahead of those big 1000cc machines. You can see bikes from previous generations there. Lloyd Magel on that old Suzuki is a 96 model, he said. So watch out for him to mix it as well with the new boys. Great start there from the Enzo Bettini on the front row of the grid on the 600. Can he get ahead of Mike Hayton going into turn 1? Looks like he has. So the little 600 machine is out front. Look at this. We have 32 bikes filtering through Red Star Raceway here, so really is a great format to come and race. And look at that, one of the naked Z1000s and one of the four-way flyers bikes are up into second position already. That's coming through turn number 3 now into turn number 4 for the first time. Lloyd Maygill, great start there, right up into 4th position with Rian Fourie, one of the four-ways flyers, up there in 5th place as all the bikes come filtering through now. Remember, we have pretty much 4 categories split here. We have the Breakfast Run A, the Breakfast Run B, the Breakfast Run C, and of course the Breakfast Run Masters. So really a lot of racing out on track at the moment. But Enzo Bettini looking to stretch his lead. Looks like we've lost Mike Hayton from the front end of the field there. So don't know what's happened to the ZX10 Cup man. There he is. So made a big mistake obviously early on in the lap. But it will be Enzo Bettini now coming through the final chicane. He will lead out on the first lap here of racing. There he comes across the line. He's got John Nokia, it looks like, the man right on his tail, and Rian Fourie up in 3rd place ahead of Lloyd Maygill. Watch out for the likes of Tyron Hopwood further down the field. We've got Charles Momberg, James Barson doing a great job, Conrad Clark. They're all running in the Breakfast Run A class. And then of course in the B, look, watch out for João Cruz, Marston Potgieter, Reynard Nell, Richard Potgieter we spoke to earlier on, and Peter Botts Jr. And that's bike number 44. That's our lady rider. That's Louise Marco. So doing a great job. Oh, we've got a red flag. Looks like bike number 65. That's Jamie Cooper has crashed. So a red flag. That means a complete restart here. You can see the lighters. That was Enzo Bettini lining up on pole position with the 2 four-ways flyers machines right on his tail. But Bettini once again getting a hold shot. Lloyd Maygill, great start up into 3rd place now, ahead of Rian Fourie on the four-ways flyer machine. 31 bikes now filtered through the Red Star racetrack. And here we come now up into turn number 4. For the first time, you can see the bikes filtering through there. Problems there. Looks like one of the riders running off. And puts it down. I think that is Jeff Howe on bike number 52. Unfortunately, crashing out there. Just running a little bit wide, grabbing a bit too much front brake, and down he went. It's a battle on track there now between Rian Fourie and Lloyd Maygill. It's going to go down to the wire, no doubt. Enzo Bettini out front. But John Nokia looks like he's doing an incredible job now on that Z1000 naked bike to lead out on track. His teammate there, Rian Fourie, just behind him in 2nd place. Oh, we got problems here going into turn number 1. Oh, losing the front end. Looks like a Honda CBR 600 machine, and down he goes. I think that might be bike number 45, Henning de Jager. Can't really see at the moment, but a big crash there going into turn 1. But no such problems for this man. That's John Nokia coming across the line. An incredible race 1 victory there. And look at this, Rian Fourie is going to hold off the challenge there of Lloyd Hill, who will pick up the overall win there in Breakfast Run A class. So Breakfast Run Masters was all about John Nokia and Rian Fourie, the four-ways flyers. Tracy Fenter, the lady that pretty much runs the race meetings here, the documentation lady, the lady who everyone turns to when we need something here on race days. Race number 2 now start. Terrible start there for Mike Hayton on the front row of the grid, so he's got a lot of work to do now. Had problems in race number 1 and not getting the start he wanted in race number 2. Enzo Bettini, our early race leader in race number 1, looks like he's back out on track and right on the tail there of John Nokia. Pretty much the man to beat now with Rian Fourie. Those four-ways flyers really are flying around the Red Star racetrack at the moment. That was bike number 691. That is Leon van der Berg on the Hygienica Honda machine. So great to see Uncle Leon, as I call him, out on track and racing. Oh, we got problems here. Bike number, who's at 269, running off the track. Doing very well. He lost the front end of that Suzuki of his, so to get back on track, doing an incredible job there. That was Peter Botts Jr. So managing to stay on track. The flag comes out and Rian Fourie crosses the line, so we're going to have to wait and see where he ends up. The lady rider, that is Louise Marco, crossing the line. In comes bike number 11. That's Mike Hayton on his Kawasaki. Overall results then for Breakfast Run number A: Donovan de Ton, Divan de Vet, Lloyd Maygill, Patrick Tillman, Enzo Bettini, Tyron Hopwood, and Charles Moberg. In Breakfast Run B, it was all about João Cruz, Richard Potgieter, Reynard Nell, and Martin Potgieter rounding out your top 4. Class C was all about Warren Pretorius, Stephen Slaybush, Vaughan Vermaak, and Morongo Mogope. I hope I got that right from our lady rider there. In the Masters, it was Rian Fourie, Andre Swanepoel, John Nokia, and Hugo Brandfield rounding out your top 4. It's time for the big boys now, the Challenge Your Dreams category. And one of those big boys is Evert Stoffberg.
Hello, my name is Evert Stoffberg. I am from Red Star Raceway at the Club Championships. I'm leading the championship at this stage. My nearest competition is Gary, one of my best mates. And yeah, we'll see today where we end up. We've still got two club races to go, and we'll see if we can finish up the year.
I'm Zante Otto from the Otto Racing team from George. We are here for the club race at Red Star Raceway for our 4th time at Red Star ever. We are enjoying it a lot. I'm racing in the CYD, Challenge Your Dreams, and my brother is racing in the 250 Cup, and our team member Kewan Snyman will be racing in the 250 Cup as well for this weekend. I'm racing for Fight for Cancer. I have pink valve caps on my tyres for the pink valve cap project for Bridgestone, South Africa.
Really is an incredible young lady, is Zante Otto. You can read all about her in the latest edition of Ride Fast magazine in stores now. Jacques van Veenkart and then Ian Harwood, the Bridgestone man, getting ready to head out on track, as is bike number 81, Etienne Nelson. There goes our championship leader. That is Evert Stoffberg. We heard from him. He's got to do everything he can to wrap up this championship. Jacques van Veenkart on a different motorcycle this weekend, on a pink Kawasaki motorcycle, bike number 52. So great to see Jacques out there. But the man they're all trying to beat, Greg Caldenace, Alan John Fenter, Brent Aaron, Darren Upton, Carrick Flock, all big national rider names that are going to be out front of the field. Here we go, the lights are off and off we go racing. Greg Caldenace looks like a great start there from the 3-time national South Africa champion as they're going to turn one, but no, it's AJ Fenter with Darren Upton sneaking on the inside there. Brent Aaron also getting a good start. So Greg Caldenace demoted down to third place with the two Yamaha R1 machines out front, and he's got two more R1s on his tail there with Brent Aaron and Carrick Flock moving from the BMW S1000 RR machine over to a Yamaha R1 for the rest of the season. Gavin Upton also on an R1 machine. Great to see him coming through the field, as is Aidan Liebenberg, a little 600 rider. There is Evert Stoffberg, so not where he wants to be. He's going to come fight his way through the field, no doubt, as he's going to put in those fast lap times under the 2-minute barrier, no doubt, from these riders. You can see an incredible class. You have 25 riders. There's our pink lady rider. That is Zante Otto doing an incredible job to get herself ahead of some of the big 1,000 machines. Look at this now. Darren Upton forcing his way on the inside of AJ Fenter, not making it stick. Fenter riding around the outside on the Hygienica Yamaha R1 machine. He'll come across the line to lead lap number 1 here of the Challenge Your Dreams category. The national riders out front. Brent Aaron still there in 4th position. They've dropped Carrick Flock. And Greg Caldenace looking to make his way through on that big 1000cc Kawasaki machine. Great slow-mo shot here of our lady rider coming through the final chicane. Such a stylish young lady racer. Only been racing motorcycles for about 2 years. So really is doing an incredible job running that Otto Racing Kawasaki right up at the front end of the field. Bike number 42. That is, of course, Tristan Cuthbert. So running up in a top 10 position. There's Jacques van Veenkart on the pink Kawasaki machine. So we won't hold that against Jacques riding his wife's bike out on track this weekend. Dicing there with Evert Stoffberg, Etienne Nelson, and of course Heinrich Reda just ahead of him. Caldenace now making the pass up into the lead on the Kawasaki machine. Background, Creepy Corley and Transport.co.za. Brent Aaron doing everything he can to stay with the top 2 riders. They've dropped Darren Upton now in a lonely 4th position just behind them. And Greg Caldenace starting to pull away now, running in the 153 bracket. So incredible lap times here, despite the really hot conditions out on track. Brent Aaron, he's got ahead of AJ Fenter for now, so that's R1 bragging rights. But AJ Fenter, we know how fast he can be around the RSR racetrack. He's no doubt going to mount a challenge in the closing stages on Brent Aaron to cement that 2nd position. Greg Caldenace comes through the final chicane now, still with a comfortable lead over the 2 Yamaha machines behind him. Going into turn 1 is Greg, and here's look at this now. AJ Fenter has got ahead of Brent Aaron, so he's made the pass. Can he make it stick for that 2nd position? Jacques van Veenkart pulling into the Bix, bike number 52 there. And there is Brent Aaron.
A good bit of testing before the national. We've only done 2 races on the new R1, so yeah, trying to get a bit of testing times, a bit of a draw with AJ and Greg and Darren there. It's okay, got away at the end, but myself and AJ had a good race, so well done to him. So yeah, maybe we try to step it up a little bit for the 2nd one.
Really is great to have South Africa's best racers here in action at the Red Star Club races. A good start there, looks like, from Tristan Cuthbert from the 2nd row of the grid on his R1 machine. So, and look at Aidan Liebenberg on the little 600 bike. Really an incredible start up into 4th place ahead of the likes of Carrick Flock and of course Tristan Cuthbert. There's Zante Otto again with a good start just ahead of Evert Stoffberg, but Stoffberg no doubt will get past her and look to wrap up this Red Star Club Championship race. They're coming to the front straight there. That was Gavin Upton also on his R1 machine. But look at this now, AJ Fenter, he's got that looks like Carrick Flock right on his tail. So much better ride this from Carrick Flock then. He's right on the tail of AJ Fenter. They're coming to the final chicane now, and Carrick Flock not afraid to make a pass. but it looks like AJ Fenter has done enough, and he comes across the line to pick up the win just ahead of Carrick Flock. So great ride there from our national riders. It was AJ Fenter ahead of Greg Caldenes, Carrick Flock, Brent Herron, Darian Kaiser and Darren Upton was your overall results for the day. In the Challenge Your Dreams, it was all about Gareth Bezuidenhout, Aidan Liemenberg, Gary van den Berg, Tristan Cuthberg and Vaynon Snyders rounding out your top 5. In the Masters, Etienne Nelson, Gary Brown, fending off Evert Stoffberg, Ian Harwood and Paul Cuthbert there in 5th position.
Hi, my name's AJ Fenter. I ride for the Argenica Yamaha team. We are at Red Star today doing the club race on my Yamaha R1. Thank you to Jacques from Red Star for organising a good event. I got a set of Bridgestones out of them today, so we tested the new Bridgestone slicks, the VO2. I finished second in the first heat, I won the second heat, so guys, the tyres are good. Alongside me I have Mr. Argenica, Augustine and Tori. He's the main man behind what goes on in the team and that, and I'll hand you over.
Hi, Augustine. As AJ just mentioned, I'm from Hygienica, and we are a hygiene company sponsoring, and we are proud of being associated with a name like AJ Fenter.
A big thanks to all for another incredible Red Star Raceway Club race.